For my undergraduate research at Penn State, I am working as part of the WATCHMAN collaboration. As part of a nuclear non-proliferation effort, this collaboration is working on building a detector that would be able to determine when a nuclear reactor is active and when it is inactive, by detecting the antineutrinos that are given off by the reactor when it is running. Whether a nuclear reactor is on, reactions that are providing the energy also produce antineutrinos, small, hard-to-detect subatomic particles. The primary reasons for these particles being difficult to detect is due to their low probability rate. Imagine this is sort of like a layer of wire fences, which the flashlight shined at it. No matter how many layers of wire fences that you have, some amount of the light, often a large majority of light, will be able to make it through the gaps and reach the other side. For antineutrinos, this layer of wired fences is just standard matter, and the gaps in the wire fences would be the spaces between the atoms that are making up that matter. So the neutrinos run into the matter and just make it through the gaps with very low probability of interacting with that matter and being detected. WATCHMAN takes advantage of this low interaction rate because although it would be difficult for WATCHMAN to detect, some detections can be made, but at the source, the nuclear reactor, you aren't able to block all of the antineutrinos from escaping the reactor. So the difference is WATCHMAN only needs to detect some amount of the neutrinos, while the reactor, in order to block all the antineutrinos, would have to block all of them. So by having this detector set up, if it is detecting any antineutrinos above the background level, which nuclear reactors put out antineutrinos significantly above the background level, you will be able to determine that these nuclear reactors are thus active. And if the background level is all that is being detected, you are able to determine that these nuclear reactors are thus inactive. This is important for these nuclear non-proliferation efforts because when a nuclear reactor is inactive, that's the primary time for individuals to go in, remove fissile materials, and use that for the development of nuclear weapons. Thus, by having this nuclear reactor detector set up, this antineutrino detector, WATCHMAN can determine, without having an individual on site and potentially alerting the individuals at these nuclear reactors, whether or not nuclear reactors are going through unscheduled shutdown periods where nuclear weapons could be developed by removing some of these fissile materials from the reactors. And thus, our work at WATCHMAN is allowing nuclear anti-proliferation efforts to be successful.